All right, so if any point during this lesson, if you guys have any questions, feel free to stop me and ask them. You don't have to wait until I'm done. You can just uh, pop your hand or just say something. I can stop. All right. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys or introducing you to CAD. Does anybody know what CAD stands for here?
Computer-aided design.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Computer-aided design. So CAD is like a form of software or technology that can help people like engineers, architects, or designers. It can help them create digital models of what they want to build in real life so they can get a better visualization or understanding of the product before they actually build it. Right? So as you can see here, the image on the bottom. So that's an example of what engineers can use. Engineers can build using CAD, right? This is an engine and transmission. So this is what goes into your car. An engineer would have built this so that before they actually build the real life thing, they can know what exactly has to be put into the part, or like how big they want to make it, or like all the constraints they have to take into consideration, right? So the basic uses of CAD here are like one, like I said, you can design the product, you can create the prototypes, and additionally, a thing I didn't mention yet is you can generate drawings. So engineers, they don't take this image when they go to build a real part. They'll have drawings that they base their real life product off of. So I'll show you that in a later lesson, or maybe if we have time today, I can show you that too. So why is CAD important? First and foremost, it increases efficiency, obviously, because if you're not building, it's really hard to build a real life product just out of nothing. CAD allows you to build the product on a computer, so it's much more efficient and it takes up less parts, right? And secondly, the accuracy and precision that you get with CAD is like it's much greater than if you were just to go and start cutting up some metal and putting things together. And number three, this you can get a good visualization of your part before you actually build it. So like I said, with the engine, like engineers, they can get a good idea of what the part would look like before they actually build it. And lastly, the testing and analysis, right? This is something we'll cover in a later lesson, but once we actually build the part in CAD, we want to make sure that it's good enough that it can be used in real life, right? We want to be able to test it. And so there are multiple softwares out there that we can use to test the product. In a future lesson, we'll be using something called ANSYS. That's the software that I use to run tests on parts that I make. Oh, whoops. Right. So I'll give you some examples of like what it's used for in real life, right? Um, or, whoops. Right. So this is an example of how CAD and the CFD or testing can be used in real life. So this wing that you can see here is a part that I made, and I run it through ANSYS, the testing software, to see how efficient it is and how the air moves around the part. As you can see here, like all these lines are like particles of air, and it shows you as how air passes through the part, or this wing in this case. So this is something that we'll touch on in a later lesson, the CFD part. And additionally, this is like another form of testing. This is called load testing. So when you build a part, you want to make sure that it's strong enough to sustain in real life applications. So, and this part was tested by placing a load on it at the end, and you can see how the software simulates how the part would bend. So that's just like a basic introduction of like what CAD is, what it's used for, its applications, and how it's supported, right? So I'm not sure, Lawrence, did you have them set up their Onshape accounts?
A couple of them have Onshape accounts, but I would assume a couple don't. So you are going to have to walk them through that.
All right.
And I had
So
my brother
who
set
has
it up. Sorry,
yeah,
and I had my
who
brother
has
set it up.
Onshape here? Anybody who has their Onshape account? Anthony, I see that. Billy, yeah. Okay, so a couple of you guys do have it. All right, most of you have it. All right, so if you guys want to just open up your Onshape uh, accounts, just let me know when you guys have it open. All right,
I do.
you have it open. All right,
Yep.
good, good. Ready? Okay. So this is my account. Like as you can see, yours is probably more empty compared to mine because I have a lot of things. But we can create all of you who have Onshape and are ready. So we want to come to the top left and click create. But let's make a new document, everybody, okay? And you can just name it whatever you want. Y'all got that? When you guys have created your document, let me know. All right. Nice, Anthony, you have it.
This step might take you guys a sec, so no worries.
Yeah, just let me know. If you guys have any questions or difficulties getting to here, just let me know. I'll help you. Yeah, once again, it's at the top left. I'm gonna click create document, name your document, and hit create. Are everybody good here? All right, that's fine. So let's start with this. So one of the most basic things, like every person who uses CAD has to go through this if you want to make a part. We want to create a sketch, like a basic 2D sketch of what you want the part to be. So for example, you can, to start a sketch, you want to click sketch at the top left, and then click the plane that we want to use. So we have our X, Y, and Z plane, right? Our X, our Y, and our Z, which is the third dimension. So for right now, we can just create a sketch on the top plane or the X plane. All right. So we're gonna create a basic shape, a box, right? So what goes into a box? A rectangle. So we want to click the rectangle tool at the top here. Click once, drag out your rectangle, click again, and that's your rectangle, right? So that's the basic shape of the box. And once we're done with that, we can check or finish the sketch. Come into this isometric view. All right, so this is just a 2D sketch. And to make a 3D part, we have to do something called extrusion, which is basically lifting any 2D shape and making it and raising it so that it becomes a 3D part. So the extrusion tool, which is probably the most commonly used tool in CAD, will be at the top left. Oh yeah, Sarah, you have a question?
How do you get the rectangle?
Oh yeah, let me go back to that. So let's try this. So the rectangle tool is at the top left, okay? You see where my mouse is? So you want to click that.
I can't see it on my screen.
Oh, okay, let me show you. So you have to first, before we do that, you want to create a sketch, okay? So at the top left, see the sketch tool?
I already created a sketch.
Okay, but are you inside the sketch?
Yeah.
Right, so you click on the plane, right? You click on the top plane. All right, so once you click on the top plane, you should be in this view, right? Your screen should be flat onto the top plane. So from here, we want to click the rectangle tool. Yeah, Sarah, you still go.
So how do I get to the top plane?
So you see that cube on the top right? So, all right, before we go any further, let me just explain this one quick. So this cube is basically what, like the orientation of your, all right, hold on. Do all of you guys have a mouse or are you guys using like a trackpad on your computer?
I have a mouse.
You have a mouse, right? So on your mouse, if you click and hold the right click button, right, on the screen, and you drag it around, you can like rotate your whole like assembly like this, right? You see that? So that's how you can drag your assembly. And so this cube on the top right, this can also control the orientation of your assembly. You can click on different parts of it and it'll move your whole like part. Sir, do you still have a hand raised question still?
So I have a sketch now, but I still can't find how to like get the top plane.
Okay, you see the cube on the top?
Yeah.
Click on the top, like you see where it says top, click on it. And it should make you flat like that, right? Can everybody see that?
So I clicked on the top thing, but the sketch thing still doesn't say top plane.
Is it red? Is your sketch thing red?
Oh wait, never mind.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so we're on the top plane, right? Okay, so you see all these tools on the top, like all these buttons are on the top. Like you have your line tool, your rectangle tool, your circle. So all these are tools that we can use to sketch on this 2D surface. Like this line, we can click on the line. We can drag out a line, right? We can drag out like that. You can use the rectangle tool, which goes like this and this. That's your rectangle, right? Or square. And we have our circle. It's basically you select the center point and then you click how big you want the circle to be. And you have all these various tools that we can use to. Yes, Anthony.
I can't really create the rectangle.
So you're inside the sketch, right? You see where I am? Are you inside the sketch?
Yeah,
Okay, so you see the top left or the corner rectangle, like do you see that tool? Did you click it?
like which tool?
Okay, you see my mouse on the shared screen? At the top left, it's
I
like a rectangle.
really clicked the rectangle.
Yeah, so it's blue, right?
No, it isn't. It's not really. It's not blue.
No. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and can you share your screen so that I can help you out a bit easier?
Okay. I can't share it though.
I will make you the co-host so you can share your screen, Anthony.
Okay, I think I can share it now.
Great.
Mhm. I shared it.
Share it? I can't see it.
That's weird because it seems to be working fine to me.
You can see it?
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can help. Anthony, do you want to try?
Oh, I see it. Never mind. I see
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Okay. All right. So I see you created your sketch, right? So go to your sketch, like on your top, on your left, where
Okay.
it says sketch one. No, X this one out.
Okay.
Right. So you see where it says sketch one at the bottom? Like
So,
on the left side? Yeah, double click that. So now you're inside of your sketch,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So now you see at the top where there's like the line tool, the rectangle, the circle.
Yeah.
All right, so let's click on the rectangle
Okay.
and now come out to the center here and just drag out a rectangle. Yeah, there you go. That's a rectangle.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, got it. Everybody got that? Everybody see how Anthony did that?
I still can't really like do it. It's because I keep on doing the sketches, but I can't do the rectangle, the square part.
Okay, so you have to make sure that, okay, can everybody see my screen here?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So on my screen, let's try this again, ready? So everybody started their sketch and they selected their plane, right? They're on the top plane. Everybody's there? All right, if you're not there, then let me know, but I'm gonna go to the next step. So from
Yeah,
here, you're here, right, Lisa? Right, so we're inside here, and you see at the top, we have the line tool, the rectangle tool, the circle tool, and all these tools, right?
mm-hmm.
So just click on the rectangle once, and it should become blue.
I can't click on them.
Have you selected a plane yet?
I have selected a plane, but and it doesn't like.
Okay, is your sketch red? Like, is your sketch one red? Did it say something like that?
Yeah, it says. Wait, so it says sketch one, and it but doesn't say top plane.
Right, so you have to click on the top plane first. So, okay, exit out of your sketch, right? Click the X.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now start a new sketch. So click on sketch. Got it? Can you see my screen, Lisbeth? All right, so from here, like you have to select one of the planes. So we select top plane, right? Click it, and now it becomes top plane at the top right here. You see that, Lisa?
But I can't like put it back. I already had it on the top, but I can't put it back to like normal.
What do you mean?
But okay, I got it now.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so you're in it, right? So you see at the top all the tools.
Mhm.
So like let's click on the rectangle and just drag on the rectangle like that. It doesn't matter how big, but let's just a box just like this. Everybody got that? We're all here at this point. Right, so from here, let's click on the check mark. That means that's our sketch, that's our square or rectangle, whichever one you made. So from here, we want to use the extrusion tool. So it's at the top left again. It's the one right next to sketch. Everybody see it? Right, so let's click on that, and this should pop up on the right where it says extrude one, and it gives you all these options. So how this tool works is you can select any sketch that you have drawn, like the face of any sketch, and you want to click on it. Once you click on it, it will register that face, and it will add material so that it becomes thick. So extrusion tool just makes a 2D surface and extrudes it so that it becomes 3D. So once we're in here, let's click on the rectangle that we just made, and this depth, where it says depth, if you change that number, it basically changes how long or how much it's extruded or how far. So once you have that, you can just check mark, and that's your 3D box right there. Everybody get that? Any nice, you got it. All right, now let's do the same thing, but let's try, say, a different shape, like a circle. So at the bottom left, you see the plus sign. Everybody see that? Next to Part Studio, you see a plus sign. Let's click on that. And from there, you want to create a new Part Studio. So this opens up a new blank workspace for us in the same document. All right, everybody here? All right, nice.
Where do I click again?
Oh, at the bottom left, where you see the plus part, the plus button at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that and want to create a new part studio. All right, so now we should have part studio 2. We should be inside part studio 2. It's the same thing. Let's create a sketch, click on our plane, and then view this plane. And let's make a circle this time. Right, so let's click on the circle tool. So the circle tool works by you click on the center of the circle and then you just drag out how big or small you want to make your circle. So everybody have a circle? If you don't or have any questions about how I got here, please let me know. Raise your hand or just speak. Are you all good here? All right, good. The same thing. Let's finish our sketch. Let's extrude this. Let's click on the face. And say this time we don't want to only extrude 1 inch. We want to extrude 10 inches. We change that 1 to a 10. So now it's 10 inches long. Everybody see how I did that? Let me know when you guys are here. So we created this box here. We created this cylinder. So these are just some basic extrusions, right? Right. So you guys can just watch right now. I'll just show you some of the other functions here. Oh, whoops, what happened? Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. A second. Give me a second. All right, so this is like the box you made. Okay. So now another tool. So right next to the extrude tool, everybody see there's another tool called revolve or revolve. Everybody see that? If you don't see it or have any questions, let me know. So basically, the revolve tool is another way of making a 2D sketch into a 3D object. So basically, what the revolve tool does is in our sketch, we have the object that we want to revolve, and then we have the axis or the line around which that shape is going to revolve. So in this case, like this circle here is the thing that we are revolving, and this line is what we're revolving it around. So as you can see, this is your revolve tool, where we just selected the circle as what we're trying to revolve, and then the axis is that line, and then we get this donut. So let me just walk you through. Ready? Okay. So at the bottom, you guys see the plus. Let's make another part studio 3. Let me know when you guys make another part studio.
I couldn't really revolve it.
What happened?
I couldn't revolve it.
Okay. Let me show you again. Right? So are you in the sketch? You made a sketch, right? Onto the top plane.
Yeah.
Right. So you got your circle, and
Yeah.
you just put your circle on the side. You got your circle,
Yeah.
and then we want to click the line tool, right?
Okay.
And we want to make a line on the side of the circle, like away from it, right? Did you do that?
Yeah.
All right. So we check mark the sketch, right? So we finished our sketch,
Mhm.
and then we click on the revolve tool.
Okay.
Right. So on that little pop-up that just came up, where it said under revolve one, see where in blue it says faces and sketch regions to revolve. So basically that means is we want to select the object we're revolving. So in this case, it's a circle, right? So we can click on the circle,
Okay.
and then see the thing that became red where it says revolve axis.
Yeah.
So click on the revolve axis. You want to click on it so it becomes blue,
Okay.
and then now we can select the line.
Okay.
And you made it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody see how I did that? If you have questions,
Wait, can you do that again?
yeah,
Please?
100%. I'll show you again. Let me just, I'll
Dad,
just,
look. I have a donut. Yeah.
all right, ready? Lisa, ready? So we made your sketch, right? You got your sketch? And we select,
Wait, yeah. Mhm.
right? And we selected the plane, the top plane. So you're here, right? We're on the top plane. Then we make let's make a circle. We want to put the circle a little bit to the side. Did you get that?
So I have to just like,
Okay, so do you see my screen, right? So right next to the rectangle tool, we have the circle tool. So we can click on that one. And so first we click once to make the center of the circle, and then we drag out and to make the circle a little bit big or small, however you want it. Did you get that? Sorry, I couldn't hear your words.
wait, so I can't, when I click the circle and then, oh yeah, I got it.
You got it? Right.
Mhm.
So you have your circle?
Mhm.
All right. So now we're going to click on the line tool at the top. It's on the other side of the rectangle. And let's just draw a straight line from top to bottom. You see that?
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
So you have your circle and you have your line, right? And they're next to each other.
Mhm.
All right. So let's finish the sketch, check mark it. And then we click the revolve tool right next to the extrusion. You got that? So then it's the faces and sketch regions to revolve. That's blue. So we want to click on the circle that we just made. And then you see the revolve axis where it became red just now. So click on that so it becomes blue. And then you select your line. That's your axis. And then you
Okay.
make this
And
donut.
how do I do the faces and sketch regions to revolve again?
Oh, like here. So you just click on it. If it's red, just click on it and it'll like become blue. So that's what you, is it blue right now? The faces and sketch regions to revolve. Yeah, so then you click on your circle. And then you click on your revolve axis. And you click on your line. And then it becomes like a donut.
Yeah, I got it now.
You got it? All right.
Mhm.
Is everybody else good with that? If you have any difficulties or not able to get this, just raise your hand or unmute. Right. So right next to the revolve, you see there's another function called sweep, right? So that's what we're gonna work on next. So let's create another part studio. At the bottom left, click the plus and make a new part studio. Already got that? All right, let me know when you guys make a new part studio. All right, good. So basically, this is what a sweep function does. So as you can see, this part is extruded, but it's not extruded on a straight line. It's at a bit of an angle, right? So that's basically what the sweep function does. So let me just show you that real quick. Let's try this. So same as before, let's create a sketch on the top plane, right? You guys should be getting good at this now, creating sketches and drawing. So that's our circle, right? Let's finish that sketch. So we have a circle, and then what we can do is create another sketch, but this time not on the top plane. We want to create it on a plane that's either the front plane or the right plane. So this time we can click on front plane, and we can come here onto the front plane. So you can still see, you can see the circle, but it's like this time it's a line, right? It's a flat line. Because from the front, all the circle is, it's just a line. We don't see the circle in its shape because we're in another dimension. So from here, you want to click on the line tool, right? And then from here, just create from the center, just create just a line at an angle. Everybody got that? Right, so we can finish this sketch. And just come out here. So you see, like, we have a circle and we have a line coming right out from the middle, right? So now we can come to our sweep tool. So again, where it says faces and sketch regions to sweep, that's where we want to select what we're trying to extrude. That's our circle. And then we have our sweep path. So our sweep path is basically the line that the circle is going to follow. Like, instead of going in a straight line, like our extrusion tool, this tool can be used for extrusions to follow a specific path. In this case, it's this diagonal line. So we want to click on sweep path, click on the line, and there you go. We've got a diagonal cylinder like this, right?
How do you
Everybody?
make the line again?
Yeah, so, okay, you made your first sketch, right? On the first sketch, you made your circle, right?
Yeah.
So we want to close that sketch and create a new sketch, sketch 2. But this time, instead of going onto the top plane, we want to select a different plane. We can select the front plane or the right plane, right? Did you do that?
Um,
Did you made it on the front plane?
so for my sketch 1, I accidentally clicked front.
You
as
clicked
my-
what?
Wait. So what do I do after I made the circle for my sketch 1 again?
Right, so did you check mark it? You check mark your sketch 1?
Uh-huh.
Right, so we want to make another sketch. Click on sketch again at the top left, and you make sketch 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you select a different plane. So select the front plane.
Yeah.
You got that? And come to view the front plane. And then we can use our line tool and then just create a line from the center.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
So you have your line and it's like on a diagonal.
Mhm.
Right. So from there we have our circle and we have a line, right?
Yeah.
So now that we have our sweep tool, it's right next to our revolve tool.
Mhm.
So we can click on the sweep tool, and then where it says the faces and sketches regions to sweep, we select our circle because that's the one we want to sweep, right?
Mhm.
And then for sweep path, we can click on sweep path, and then we can select the line. That's the line that our thing is going to follow. Yes, Sarah.
I can't see the sweep tool.
Did you check mark your sketch 2?
Now I see.
Yeah, there you go. So once you select that, you can check mark or sweep, and there you go. So this is a basic line that it followed, right? It's just a straight line. I can show you another thing that's a little bit more, you guys don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you what it can be used for. So say we want to like have a tube, right? We want to have like a pipe. So we can use something called the spline tool, which is basically our line tool, but it's curved. So we can select the spline tool, and it's like a curved line here, right? And when we come to sweep this, and then there's our sweep path, it's like a tube. Yes, Anthony. What's your question? You had your hand raised.
Oh no.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so this is like what our sweep tool can be used for. Everybody got that, right? So everybody has the shape. Okay. So now let's go back to our first sketch, the one that we made the box. Everybody have that? At the bottom left, with all your tabs, you can go back to the one where you had your box. Everybody there? All right, so from here, so for right now, so far, when we've been creating sketches, we've only been creating sketches on either the top plane, front plane, or the your side planes, right? Yes, Anthony.
The sweep isn't really working.
Your sweep. Okay, so what's your issue? Is anything red on the screen, like on your left?
It's like I can only see the line.
Okay, did you make your circle in your sketch 1?
I think I did.
Okay, on yours,
I don't
okay.
think.
Okay, so you made your sketch 1 on your top plane, right? Did you do that?
I made my circle.
Okay, you made your circle, right?
Yeah.
So then we check mark your sketch 1, and then you create a new sketch, right? Sketch 2, but this time make it on a different plane. So like on the front plane. Did you get that?
I think I didn't put it on the front plane.
Yeah, because it has to be on a different plane so that it has a path to follow in the third dimension.
Okay.
So you got that? And you drew a line?
I didn't make the line yet.
Okay, so let me know when you make your line.
Okay.
Right, click on the line tool, click on the center, and just draw any line from the center.
Okay, I made a.
Right, so then we can check mark sketch 2.
I can't really make the line.
What's happening to like?
Oh, I can make the line now.
You made it? Okay. So we check mark sketch 2, right?
Okay.
So on the left side, you have sketch 1 and sketch 2. You see that?
Yeah.
Right, so now we can click on our sweep tool on the top left. Should be like, right? Click sweep. And then for the faces, you want to select your circle. And then for the sweep path, you can select your line. And then we have your shape. Did you get that?
Not really.
Okay, so did you have your 2 sketches, right? Sketch 1 and sketch 2?
Yeah.
So you can see a circle and you can see a line coming out of it.
Yeah.
Right. So did you click your sweep tool?
Yeah.
So now we want to, if you're when you're in the sweep tool, the faces and sketch regions to sweep, that's blue, right?
Yeah.
Then we can click on our circle and then click on sweep path, the one that just got red,
Okay.
and then select your line.
Okay. Okay. It
It
worked.
came, right? It worked, yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
So yeah, no problem, no problem. So everybody's here. Chat. All right. So now everybody come back to your first sketch, your first box, the box that we made. Remember that? It should be like your part studio one. Everybody there? All right, good. So so far we've only been sketching on like the basic XYZ planes, right? The right, front, and top. So what we can also sketch on faces of a part we've extruded. So you see how all these sides are highlighting? So when we create a sketch, we can sketch on top of the like a face of the shape. So everybody create a sketch and then click on one of the sides of your box. Everybody got that? You're there? All right. So from on here, let's draw a rectangle that's like smaller than the outside of this face, of the side of the rectangle. Everybody got that? So you draw the rectangle tool, let's draw a rectangle inside of this. All right, so from here, let's check mark our sketch. And we can create, once you're check mark, we can click extrude again. So another function of our extrude tool is, to make this box, we used it to add material, but we can also use our extrude tool to remove material. So right under extrude 2, where it says like new, add, remove, and intersect, instead of new, we can click remove. So basically what that does is it goes backwards and it takes out stuff from your like existing part. So once we click remove, we can select this smaller rectangle that we just made. And we can check mark that. And now we have like a hole inside of our box, right? Does everybody see that?
I didn't get that part.
Okay, so did you make your sketch too? The one, did you make a sketch on a side of your box?
Yeah, but I already have a sketch too, and I think I accidentally made one before. So how do I like?
It's okay. Like you can just, if it's like a sketch 3 for you, like it's okay. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you have a sketch on the face of one of the sides of on the box. Yes, Anthony.
No, the hole is this hole supposed to be all the way through?
Is your hole not all the way through?
Yes, not.
Yeah, so maybe you can, what another thing you can do is like there's two things you can do in this situation. So if you want your hole to go all the way through something, there's like a box that's like, so where it says blind, like see like in your extra two where it says blind, you see that?
Yeah.
If you just click that drop down and select through all, that'll make it go through everything. But a lot of times, sometimes we don't want that, so we can just come back to blind and we can just increase the length of your remove tool. So instead of 1, we can just make it like 5 or however long your box is.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
So how do I like make a hole in the box?
Okay, so did you make your sketch too on the face of the one of the sides of the rectangle or the box? You made that, right? So on this side, we want to make another rectangle, but this rectangle is going to be smaller than the side, like smaller than this surface. Did you get that?
Yes.
Right. So now we can check mark the sketch and then come back to our click extrude tool, and it should make another extrude. So from here, we can select our smaller rectangle and click remove. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Right. So now there's a hole in your rectangle, right? And if it hasn't gone all the way through, you can just increase the length of it. Like change 1 inch to how many inches you need.
Okay.
So you got that, right? Yeah, Lisa.
So I haven't chose. I don't know how to like choose one of the sides of my boxes, and I don't know how to.
Okay, so you have your box, right? Like you can see your box, like it's just a rectangle box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can select sketch at the top left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now just move your mouse over one of the sides of your rectangle. And you just click on it.
I did.
Right. So
And
now you have like a sketch on that face, right? And so on that one, you can just inside of your rectangle, you just make another rectangle but smaller. Or it doesn't have to be a rectangle. It can be like any shape. Like you can draw a circle inside like this. You can draw circles or any other shape. It'll be the same thing. And you just, once you have your shape inside, click on extrude and then just click on like the things that you want to cut out from your rectangular box and then click remove. And then you have our holes. Do you get that? Or do you need to go through it again?
what do you do after I make a rectangle inside again?
Just check mark your sketch and then click on extrude. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you explain how to make the hole again? Cause it didn't really work.
Okay. Let's try this again here. So you got your sketch, right? You have your rectangle or your shape inside
Yeah.
inside of your box. So from there, you check mark your sketch. So once you check mark your sketch, you want to click on your extrude tool, right? Did you get that?
Yeah.
All right. So in your extrude tool, you want to select the shape, like you want to select your smaller rectangle for the shapes that you made that you want to cut out, right? And then once you selected those or selected your rectangle or whatever shape you had, you can click on remove. So the remove is inside this drop down, or inside this little pop-up where the extrude tool is. And then once you select remove, you can just check mark it, or you can increase the distance of your cut or remove. Do you have a hole now?
There still isn't a hole.
Okay, so in your extrude, you selected your smaller rectangle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this once you have the smaller rectangle and then you click remove on the top, or like near the in the drop in like this pop out. You have to click
Let's remove.
like you see where it says new, add, remove, and intersect.
Yeah.
You want to click on it. Right. So did it go through? Like it's a hole now? Do you have a hole?
No, I think I'll just redo the sketch and see if it works.
Right. Okay. Okay, how about this? You wanna just look at my screen, okay? I'll just go through it one more time on my screen. And then you can just follow what I did. So we have your box, right? And we create a sketch and we select one of the sides of the box. So I'm gonna do it on this side. So we have a sketch on that. So now we want to click on rectangle, create our rectangle. And then we can finish the sketch. And so we have a small rectangle, you can see a smaller rectangle. So when we can extrude this one, we can extrude the smaller rectangle, we clicked it, and we can click remove. And so now the remove sends it the other way and check mark it, and there's a hole. Right? So let's try that. Let's do that. And once again, so right now that extrude went straight, right? So remember in our, yeah, Lisa.
I still can't make a hole inside of it.
Okay, how about we try sharing your screen so I can help you easier? Lawrence, you wanna,
Yep, she's co-host.
yeah. Can you share your screen and I can see it? Right, so, yeah, so check mark your sketch. Right, and let's come to extrude 2. You see where you have extrude 2? Okay, I see what you did here. So actually, yeah, there you go. What's red? Boolean numbers with the giant parts either. Okay, exit this out. Like, X this one. X the extrude. Right click your extrude 2, right click it, and just delete it. Delete it. Right. Okay, I think I see what's happening. Double click on your sketch 1. Okay, so X this out. So let's delete your sketch 1. Click on sketch 1 and delete that. Right click it and delete. Right. So now let's try to extrude this. Extrude tool. Like create a new extrude.
Oh.
At
Wait,
the
so how
top,
do I?
remember? Yeah, there you go. So now click on that. Click on the small rectangle. And then insert now remove. And click, yeah, no, you're right. Just say it's inside where it says new, add, remove, intersect. Click remove. Right. So now see how it didn't go all the way through? We can increase your depth. So make it like a couple inches, yeah, like 3 or something like that. Now click check mark. Now it should be like yeah, see, it went all the way through, right? So Sarah, you had a similar problem, right? So did you get that? How Lisa did it? So right now, these 3 functions that I just went over, your extrude tool, your revolve tool, and your sweep tool. And also your remove tool within the extrude tool. So those are like the 4 most common functions that people will use to make CAD, right? So, and so you can, right now what we just did is extremely simple. Like, oh, sir, you can't unmute. So if you have any questions, you can just message it in the chat.
Sarah, I wonder if I press the ask to unmute button, it'll pop up and you'll be able to unmute. So try that.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So like, can you show me how to like do the complete process of like making a hole in the rectangle?
Okay, how about let's share your screen so that I'll do the same thing I did for Lisa. I'll help you step by step in your own.
Sarah, you are now co-host.
Right. Okay. So you have your box, right? So check mark extrude 1.
Okay.
Just check mark it. Right. So okay, you see like that cube at the top right? Like where it says top? Like come on the right side of your screen where it like that square and it says top in the center of it. Right. A little bit. Okay, right. A little bit down. It's like it says top right there. Yeah. So click on the top, like the top left corner in that of that square. A little bit down the top left corner. No. On that cube. Okay. Do you have a mouse on you? Are you using a mouse or like your touchpad?
Like I have a mouse, but it doesn't have a right side or a left side, so yeah.
Okay, just like click on the right side of the mouse, like on like the right half, and just like drag, click it and just drag. It's not working. Okay, no problem. Fine. Okay, so on this cube, right? You see this cube? Like there's that little like cutout at the top left of it. Like you see that square? Click on that like small like tiny circle. Yeah, no, there you go. Click that. There we go. Now we can see your box in 3D. So let's make a new sketch. And then the sketch plane is going to be one of the sides of your box. Click on your box. No, not right click. Exit out of like click the X right next to X plane. Okay, yeah. So let's create a new sketch. And yeah, just click on there you go. So now you have a sketch on your box, right?
Yeah.
So from here, let's click on the rectangle tool and we can draw a rectangle on like, there you go, like that. And then we can check mark and extrude. And then click on the small rectangle, remove, and check mark. And there you go. That's like now you can click on like top on their cube. Yeah, that cube, you can click top. So now we have a full hole, right?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so good. So we're all here. All right, so these 4 things that I just went over, your sketch tool, your revolve tool, your sweep tool, and your remove tool. Like I said, these are like the most essential tools in designing like 3D product, right? So a lot of times what you can do with these tools, you can combine. So like the sweep tool that we just used, right? So instead of making a hole that goes straight through, what we can do is we can sweep the part. So say we have like our circle here, and then on this one we have another sketch on the other plane. And we have our line. We can sweep that on this path. And now our hole is at a slight angle. Like it's a sweep, but it's removing, it's not adding. Right? So these 4 functions, are like the common, like really common ones. In our next lesson or next week, whenever we meet again, I'll cover what we can do, like other things we can do with these functions specifically, because I want to keep it simple. And yeah. Does anybody have any questions so far on what we did on any of the 4 functions? No. All right. So next time we'll cover another function that we didn't cover today, loft. A loft is like similar to sweep, but we can cover that some other time. So if there's no questions today or remaining, that'll be it for today. If you guys are confused, so it's all right. When I first started, I was just like this. I had no clue what I was doing, but with some practice, you guys can get good at it. All right.
All right.
No
Thanks a lot,
questions?
guys.
All right.
Make sure you guys say thank you to Sue. She did a
Thanks.
great job. Yes, thank you. Also, if you guys have time, feel free to practice on your own time.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff, I mean, everyone has to start somewhere, and you guys will eventually build up to really cool stuff. Sumit models car suspension for fun. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can eventually do.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, before we just leave, I just want to show you guys one thing. You guys don't have to do anything. I'm just going to show it to you. All right, 1 second.
Sumit, are you showing them the suspension?
Yeah. I'm just going to show them a couple of things
All
I
right,
made.
cool. Yeah.
So when I first started, I also started out pretty simple. So when I took classes, we made parts like this, so basic sketch and extrude, or a part like this where we, oh, it's not the, just like a sketch like this. We extrude it, and then we extrude another one, right? So these are like basic things or basic parts that we can build so we can get practice using all different types of tools that Onshape has. A lot of these tools are common amongst like every single CAD software. And eventually, once you guys get good or get a lot of practice, we can build more complicated things like this car suspension that I built. Right? This is way advanced. But with practice, you guys can also get to this level. Eventually, we will be building a train. That's where I want you guys to get to a skill level where you guys can build a train. It'll look similar to this. I made it a little while ago. Where's it at? This train. I know it looks a bit complicated, or it looks like a lot of work, but I'll walk you through it. I will get all you guys to this level. And then once we get this, we're gonna test it. We're gonna analyze it. All right. But we'll take small steps. We'll get there.
All right. Thank you guys.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you guys.
so much.
Hope you
If
guys
you
learned
guys,
something.
yeah. If you guys ever want to look over the recording, I'm going to post it. Well, I need to do some stuff to it first, but I'll post it and then I'll send it to all of your parents. Okay, guys? It's been a pleasure seeing you all.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.